If you're letting your music drive what you're doing, then there'll always be that magic there.
Yeah, Crispian, I read that your journey to India had a big impact on you at the start of your career, musically. Has there ever since been a moment that had a similar impact on you afterwards?
I just had a kid. That certainly had a big impact.
Just recently, or?
Yeah, about 2 years ago. But the memory of that night will stay with me forever.
Yeah, has that made its way or influenced in your musical activities in a way?
Oh yeah, I mean, it can't not. Apart from the fact that you are exhausted and you haven't slept properly in 2 years, it's also, you see the world with new eyes again, you're completely inspired.
Yeah?
Well, because they are, everything is amazing for them. They're fascinated by even the smallest of things. So, it's a good place to be. If you're ready for it, it's a good place.
Can you give an example of a thing that maybe that brought new light on a thing that you sort of rediscovered?
Everything. Every detail. One of the things is, he's showing worrying interest in the drums. So I've got all that. I've got all that to contend with. Banging away on pots and pans at all hours of the morning. Showing. Paul thinks it's very funny. He thinks it's my karmic destiny to have to deal with the very demanding drummers my whole life. So yeah, I've got it at home now as well.
You
no
said,
offense, Paul.
No. You said you have to be ready for such a thing. Were there moments in your life before that where you thought, well, maybe I'm ready, but it would be too much in a contrast with a career, maybe perspective-wise?
No, I just wasn't interested.
But now it's going well altogether. Okay. Because do you need? Well, this is then. Is it for you good sometimes to have like something happening in your life that it's pretty big, that to refuel yourself with ideas or with?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there maybe a little bit of a sort of wave pattern that you can point out already, that you, when you look back on certain happenings?
A wave pattern?
Yeah.
I'll do a graph.
Yeah.
Look at my life and try and make sense of it all in some kind of pie chart.
Yeah, but this is for you, when you look back now on your first Kula Shaker period, what was the phase where it ended for you? What was your mindset back then? Can you remember?
I can't remember much about it, no. The main thing is that, when the great time in any band's life is when it's just driven by the music and it's completely spontaneous and there's a huge wave of inspiration and for a band as well, camaraderie. And that's really the happiest time in any band's life. For us, that time was actually before we were successful, before we were professional, didn't have a record deal. It was all that we're learning about writing songs and who we were and what made us different.
Mm-hmm.
What was our special thing that would help us to, stand out. And then actually, from the point of having a deal and becoming professional, all of those things, there was so much pressure that all of those things started to become they just started to evaporate, and it wasn't so natural, it wasn't so spontaneous anymore. So it became a little bit of a drag. So at that point, I just...
You all had that similar feeling at the same time, or was it like...
No. I was, because I was more pushed out front as well, so I dealt with more. But, we're kind of back at that place now, actually. Where the music is really the focus. Music is leading. Music is driving the band forward rather than any other considerations.